All right, gang, say hello to my foot. Now, so what we want to do with these stretches is just to restore motion in our foot. And so what I mean by that is what we want the foot to be able to do as I take a step is we want kind of the heel, when I kind of go into pronation, we want this part of our foot to start to go in without this foot just collapsing in. So what people with poor motion of their foot do is just everything dumps in and then everything goes out. Or they'll just turn their foot out so they can pronate because the foot is so rigid that we can't lower the arch. So first thing that we want to do is understand that this part of the foot, the forefoot, is going to oppose the rear foot. So like when this part moves in, this part is going to stay put or move out a little bit just to kind of keep everything straight. So the first thing that I could do down here so you can see me a little bit better, is I'm going to grab the back of my foot, okay? And I'm going to grab the front of my foot, and I'm going to twist them in opposition, okay? So this is exactly what we want the foot to be able to do, restoring motion throughout everything so we don't get this whole thing moving as a unit and not dissipating force, okay? So we're going to go like this. I'm going to twist in, hold for a second, and then just twist out. So as I move this part in, I'm moving this part out, and I'm just doing the opposite. I'm moving this part out and this part in. So I'm twisting and holding. Like I'm opening like a jar or something, or I'm closing a jar. And then I can just do the opposite. I can kind of just focus on kind of pulling out and then twisting in. So I would do this one for about 20 reps, holding, and this one for about 20 reps. So next we're going to focus on the first metatarsal. So this is our forefoot, and this is one of those areas where if you have a bunion, one of the big reasons why is because this area doesn't push off the ground well. Okay, oftentimes instead of pushing through this area because it's so rigid, the foot will go like that to push around it. And so as a result, we sort of roll onto this part of our foot and we form a bunion. Okay, and you can kind of even see that in this part of my foot here. There's just a little bit of a kind of almost a bunion forming on the side of my foot. It's not terrible because I've worked on it, but the point is that we want to start to give this area motion again by teaching it to impact the ground and to get extension on my big toe so we can push through here. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to push down on the top right here, right behind my big toe, and I'm just going to pull my big toe up. Okay, so what that's doing is it's stretching my big toe, but it's also getting this area, which is called my first metatarsal, to impact the ground. So we're gonna push down and hold. I'll do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna push down, I'm gonna hold, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm just kind of mobilizing this area. I can also kind of push down on my other toes so they don't get in the way. And again, we would do this one anywhere from 10 to 15 times, and then I just like to also kind of pull on my big toe to kind of like give it some relief. Oftentimes it'll get jammed, so this will decompress it a little bit, and we just hold down there. And then I could just work on sort of like moving the toe on its own. And really just to finish things up, I like to just do ankle cars, just because they feel good and they disassociate my ankle from my tibia, so I don't want my whole leg to move. I just want kind of my ankle to kind of move around here. So I do anywhere from 10 to 15 each of those mobs along with the tibial cars. The ankle cars, and you'll notice a really big difference. Do that for a while, maybe 2 to 3 weeks on a daily basis, just for a few minutes a day. And you're going to notice a lot more motion in your foot just by doing nothing else, just because you've restored some give to your foot. Your foot can flatten to the ground, it can push off. I think you'll notice some great results with that. Give it a try.